Olympics, where nations shine together.
Namaste everyone, happy to see you all. Just give me a few minutes, okay? See guys, I am learning big data and also data engineering concepts from last few months, and I keep on learning one after the other concepts one by one. And after some time I felt like I'm in a tutorial loop, like just learning the concepts and just leaving that. So finally I thought, you all know the best way to learn anything is by doing projects, right? So I am in the directions now. After lot of iterations and after working for last 1 week, I have developed one project, data engineering project, which is end to end. Also, by the way, this project is a guided project, and I have implemented and taken inspiration from the project created by Darshil Palmer, and he's a very good YouTuber and create amazing content in data engineering field. And I taken that project and replicated that and added so many new things from my end so that it will not look exactly replicate and somewhat uniqueness added to the project. So in next few minutes I am going to explain you on a high level what is the project about and what are the tools and technologies used and complete end-to-end solution. Just stay hold and give me some minutes of yours and I will explain you the complete project. Let's move forward.
So let's start with our project explanation. I will explain on a high level overview so that you all can get an idea like what all components, what all resources exist in our complete data engineering pipeline. So firstly, we are doing engineering and data engineering analytics on Tokyo Olympics dataset. We have built a pipeline so that we can do complete analysis on the events done at that time. So as the first step in every project, we need to understand our data sources, right? So our data source right now here in this project is Kaggle. If you observe here, so this is our data and it contains 5 tables mainly, and it contains information about athletic, coaches, medals, teams. And as a first step, I want to move this data source from Kaggle to GitHub. So this is basically I want to run my pipeline over HTTP connections and get the data set to my data lake. So let me show that too. So this is GitHub, and here if you observe, all the data sets from here have been transferred to here. This I have done manually as a first step. Now, so next step, let me explain you what all resources we have used. I have completely executed this project in Azure cloud platform. Nowadays, cloud is very important. Like all the enterprises applications are running in cloud only. Now, if you observe, like I have used Azure Data Lake for storage, Azure Data Factory, Databricks. These are all the resources we have used for our project. If you want, I will explain you the resources also on a high level in the Azure platform itself. So if you observe in the screen, this is all the resources we have used. All right. So now next step, architecture. In data engineering, right? Architecture is very important while we are building the complete pipeline. So let me explain you on a high level. So this is our data source where the data resides in a CSV files. Then I want to move this data source to raw data lake storage account. For this, right, to move from A to B point, this data ingestion is used, data factory. Once after that, after getting the raw data, I want to do processing. For that, I want to use PySpark, and Databricks is the platform that helps us to do that. And then after doing our processing, we want to transform the data to next again into the data lake. So I again transform here to the transform data to data lake. Then I want to build warehouse of our data so that I can connect that to my Power BI application and do the dashboarding reports, everything. So I hope you got complete architecture on a high level. So now let's go by step implementation. And the step 1, as I said, is data ingestion. So the data is in GitHub. I want to move to Azure Data Lake. For that, I want to use Azure Data Factory. So let me show you in the platform itself so that you also get some idea. So this is our Azure Data Lake. Okay. Now I want to move to raw data here, this folder from here, from GitHub. So to do this, right, from A to B, data ingestion framework you use that is Azure Data Factory. So let me show the pipeline for you all. So this is our pipeline. So this is a lookup. That means it is going to see one file which tells the file name, the link, the GitHub link, and the target path. Okay. So I have segregated everything in one file. Then I have provided that to this lookup thing. So this is the data factory pipeline. Then I have run a for loop, and what it is going to do, it is going to do a copy activity, and it is taking from source GitHub, and it is putting into the sync data lake. So you can observe, like here we have used link services, data sets, everything. All right. So copy activity is the main thing here. We are moving from A to B. So once after that is done, if you observe here, we get all the data here. So to our data lake in the directory of raw data. So data from here get into our data storage. All right, this is done. Now let's go to step 2. So step 2 is data processing. We want to do some transformations on our data, like changing column names and removing some nulls and adding new columns. That I have done in Databricks. So this is the notebook, and this is the complete PySpark code. So I will walk through on a high level. So firstly, I have imported few of the important libraries. Then one thing is very important, right? So we need to make whatever it is present in Azure Data Lake to come to Databricks. So for that, we want to mount the data. So mounting the ADLS. So this is the code we have used. So whatever is in Azure Data Lake, it will come to Azure Databricks, right? Once after that is done, I have read the data, all the files. If you see athletics, coaches, and gender information, medals, teams, everything. So after that is done, as my first step, I want to change the column names, because whatever the columns that is present is not making sense. So I want to give some proper renaming. If it is a name, athletic name, country name, like that. So all these files are provided in my GitHub so that you can check it later also. So first step is changing the column names, then handling null values. One of the column in one table is null, so I want to mention it as not specified. After that is done, I want to remove any duplicate that are existing in our data set. Then I want to change the data types, because some of the integer type came as string. So I want to convert to integer. Okay. So I have casted the data types. Then I have added the country codes. So in our data, there is no country code. So I have used the library called PyCounter, PyCountry, and I have got the country codes. So this will be helpful in our later processing. So this way I have done complete processing of the data, and I have write the transform data back to a storage account, that is ADLS. So let me show you that also. So this is our raw data, and this is our transform data. And in order to do some optimization storing, I have written as Parquet format. Parquet is the optimized way of writing data. So I have used that so that it will save us some space, also some nice way of storing the data. So this is our file. So this is the step 2, and let's move forward. Step 3. So once we have moved transform data to Azure Data Lake, we need to connect that and build some warehousing so that we can connect to Power BI. Right? So I have done the same thing. And here, if you observe, this is the Azure Synapse Analytics where we can build our data warehouse. And here, this is the data lake. And I connected this to data lake to the transform data. So this is all our data tables. Right? So now next step is to connect this Synapse Analytics warehouse to Power BI and building some reports. So let me show you. I have built this kind of visualizations, and I have attached a live report also so that you can get some nice feel of how things are going on. So let me show the Power BI dashboard also. So this is our dashboard, and it contains 3 pages, and basically it is a report because it contains multiple pages. So let's go step by step. First, medals and performances. And if you observe here, we get information about all the total countries, how many countries, total Olympians, medals, and we have information by all countries, and we have also attached the respective flags. Now, suppose if I want to select any one country, let's suppose Australia, then see how all the visuals are changing on, and see how many silver, gold, bronze, and the respective country it got shown in the visualization, and also some KPIs we can see. Like that way, it is very interactive dashboard, I feel, so that the representatives can use it. For example, Great Britain, we can see how many, all the medals they have got. Right? Now let's go to next step. Athletics and teams. In athletics and teams, right? if you observe, like by country, how many total Olympians are there. So we can see this information on how many sports are there. For example, let's take one country. Let's suppose Belgium, and it give total sports they have played, total Olympians in that country, all the information, and this table, right? And this heat map gives us the breakdown by male and female. So how many male and female in athletics sport. So like that, all the sports and the breakdown by gender. Now let's go to other thing, coach analysis. So we have seen how many total coaches, and if you observe, if you want to see any sport, for example, hockey, I want to see what all the coaches names in that. So if I click here, I'll get all the coaches, and I can see by country wise how many coaches in that particular sport. So you can play around with this handball, same. It's a nice visualization for the representatives of the Olympic representatives, so that they can see on a high level how things are present. So this is our dashboard and report on a high level. And as a next step, and one thing I want to say, I have provided complete details in my GitHub, so that if you want to execute the things and understand this data engineering pipeline and dashboard, you can check it out here. So let me walk through on it. So I have attached all the files here, and followed by an overview, dataset, tools and technologies used, and also the project pipeline, like what is the exact pipeline, and followed that step-by-step implementation, like what is our data factory pipeline, and what all the things we executed in Databricks, for example, changing column name, transformations, everything. And finally, Power BI, and also I have attached the live report link too. And if you want to run this project, you can follow all these steps. Okay, so these all details are present in my GitHub. Please check it out. Then, yes, so I want to give proper credits to Darshil. I have taken and inspired from his project and executed this project and added few more things from mine so that it looks some more unique. And I enjoyed a lot and learned so many things from this project. And I hope you check this project out.
That's all, guys. Thank you for your time and patience. And I hope you got some clarity about how this data engineering pipeline works and how we can interrelate and connect data engineering and data analytics also. And I will come up with another project soon. Thank you so much.